To fully understand this, we've got to go back to one special day, Liberation Day. Our valiant Secretary of Commerce, Mr. Howard Lutnick, delivers the poster of tariff truce to our fearless leader, Donald Trump. And he declares no longer will more than 180 other countries be getting over on the United States, even those only inhabited by penguins, and no humans at all. For today is Liberation Day, and we shall make America wealthy again. Nikkei 225 drops below 35,000 if U.S. tariffs hit. What about the FTSE over here in the UK? That's okay, we're trying to make America wealthy again. Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs trigger biggest one-day Wall Street fall since 2020? Hi guys, once again this is Alfred from Amassers.com. I had a lot of fun putting together those edits and showing you guys what's been going on this week in trading. But right now, I want to make sure to give a shout out real quick to Senator Cory Booker because of some of the great accomplishments this man has made. Yes, at one point he was dating Rosario Dawson. Oh, and there's that other thing about setting a record this week for the longest speech, standing up for around 25 hours and 18 minutes, if memory serves me, breaking the record of Strom Thurmond. Okay, now let's get into this Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on. What effect has the Trump tariffs had on crypto? Okay, now I want you to look here. This is our fearmonger. It is a volatility based market sentiment index, and we cover Bitcoin here and we cover Ethereum with our fearmonger. If you want to know more about it and our screener, you can go right here. This is a little 9-minute video, break down everything pretty quick and pretty easy. I'm really trying to condense some of the things that after 25 years plus of speculating on the market, some of the most powerful concepts that I've found that actually helps me with my trades. Okay, I'm here on Pax Gold, and I want to take a quick look at it and point some things out. Gold, in my mind, is a kind of transparent indicator because so many people with formal training are all trained to use gold as a safe haven in uncertainty and use gold kind of like a hedge against the unknown. This is way back here in December of last year, and you can see no matter what an influencer tells you, no matter what, you can see guys that are just essentially pushing this price of gold up and up and up, and we just keep moving positively. Okay, while everyone is telling you about Bitcoin and whatever nickel and dime crypto that they feel like promoting to you that day, gold is still up. It's been up. I think it's up like 70% in the last year. Where would you be if you to put money in gold? Okay. Another thing that's happening that's really fascinating to me now is you see up here in this resistance area, we got a little fake out there moving down, as if this is turning from a risk off to a risk on. But that's not what's happening here, in my opinion. What's really happening here is, in spite of all of the formal training that some guys have, when the markets are really, really, really worried, they'll even sell off gold. The place that a person will, most professionals will be at then, is to actually just try and sit in cash. Sit on their hands and sit in cash. And you can kind of tell that coming here and looking over at our screener, and you'll see one of the things that's selling off over here is PAX gold. And that essentially means that the price of gold is selling off right here also. But when you have gold selling off, there's only a few times I've seen it, and I've said that in these videos before, and that was like during the pandemic. And like we covered earlier in that intro, we hit numbers that we hadn't seen again since like 2020, and it's all thanks to Donald Trump's attempt at becoming a global market leader. So I'm finna give up some game, guys. Game. Okay, we're finna talk about the fearmonger. Earlier I said it's just a volatility index, and inside of price action, I want you guys to pay attention to this. You see this big move up here? There's very little that the market maker will do often to get retail traders and even some institutional guys to engage. They'll make a big move. If it's a big move up, this is how they elicit FOMO from you. Here's another big move up. They're eliciting FOMO. And for those not in the know, FOMO is fear of missing out. So often they'll start the candle here. They'll push in such a short amount of time. These are 4-hour candles, and they'll push in such a short amount of time that many guys will just join in again, FOMO, in finishing out what the market maker starts and pushing a market at least at the start. So retail guys will join in, and once it's up somewhere like this, now you've got the opportunity as a market maker to go and sell off. How you can also work on this theory is, look at the size of this candle here. All of these are 4-hour candles. This candle is so significantly bigger that it's going to take a large amount of money to make that type of movement in the market. And ultimately, it only got us back here because another thing about the market makers is the market maker likes to be kind of, it's old Huey Lewis song that says it's hip to be square. Okay, they want a market that's controlled, a market that they've set several instances of a buy wall where they will come in and interact, and a sell wall where even if they were the one that started the party, they'll let the party go on as long as they can, and then they'll put everybody out out of the money, I should say, is they sell off at that higher value and push you into a position where there's no opportunity and nothing for you to do but to sell. If you can't wait, you gotta sell at a loss. Okay, so there's a lot of price action, and I'm trying to give up some game here. This is why volatility index like the fearmonger can work, because there's only the aggressive moves up and down, and that makes up the volatility, and that also inherently makes up some of the sentiment of guys who are participating in whatever market at that time. Okay, all this week I posted this little market maker box at the top of the week, and you can find it on our Twitter, which is Trader Alfred. And I really just want to point out something else here. You hear people talk about well, there's always a reversal to the mean. I just explained to you another way of looking at this is what's really going on. These guys held support here. These guys started another move here. They get out, and then markets push up as long as they can. And if you're still sitting there and watching this and you're thinking, okay, maybe this is something, I'm going to jump in, maybe I'm going to trade a breakout, maybe I'll see if I can just get me a little something. But all back here, this is where you make a purchase, or maybe even you size into your purchase or more and more, and up here is where you leave. Okay? Buy low, sell high. I hope that some of the things I talked about in this video has made sense, and I hope that you guys get a lot of value out of it. Once again, if we've helped you, please help us by sharing this content with others. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video.